children in the United States not knowing it. And there's some additional evidence that people know more. Something I'm going to come back to, but I mentioned a number of times already, is that women are now getting 60% of the college degrees. Now, you find a lot of people start college, and their start rates are almost as high for men as for women, but they don't make it through. The ones that don't make it through are usually the ones with low either cognitive or non-cognitive skills. So it's not, that would suggest they do know. They do know something about it. But you know, there's some cost of getting through it. And maybe for those people, the return isn't so high, right? Because they don't have the right skills. But I'm going to come back to that explanation. But that doesn't explain why I don't graduate high schools so much, although something similar may be going on high school. But that would come back to the early childhood investment, that they're not really prepared enough to go on. Oh, they hate school that much. It's not much fun being in school if you're always at the bottom end of the distribution on grades and everything else. You know, it's an embarrassment to do it, and so a lot of people don't want to go through that. They hate studying. They do terribly on all the tests. So you have to bring that into the cost structure. That's what I'm going to. I'll be doing something like that. Yeah. Okay. One more question on this, and I want to get going.
So I guess your explanation about family structure deteriorating needs to apply more to the U.S. than to other countries. And I was originally going to, the way I explained this to myself is that maybe a woman had entered the workforce and it allowed for single families or more single family structures. So is there a reason why it would be different in the U.S. versus other countries?
Well, I think if you look particularly among African Americans, the family structure, first of all, is a lot worse than in other countries, and the bulk of the population in other countries, and has deteriorated a lot over time. If you go back in time, people aren't aware of that. And I'm going to go way back. If you go back to the 1910 census, because I know a study of that, the black family was almost as stable as the white family in the United States, but not big a difference. Black family was stable. A little less stable, but more stable. And you went up to around 1950 or 60, it was pretty stable. So there's been a big change in that. I mean, there's a famous Monahan report, some of you may have heard of it, who 1960-something wrote at that time saying the deterioration of black families is going to cause a lot of problems for the black community. Now he was shot down a lot, people didn't want to hear it, but hasn't gotten much better.